Welcome again to Western Glory. So in this fourth video we're going to look at the progress on the layout over the last month in August and review the plans for the coming months and look at the steam motive power on the layout. So this is the Bristol Temple Meads end of the layout, and as you can see most of the tracks are in place now, and I've only got platform 13 track to do and the freight loop. This will be the line that gives access to the motor power depot, as it does in reality at Bristol. And you can see I've started to lay out the tracks here in the motive power depot. I've got access to Ordnance Survey map that covered the area of the motor power depot in the 1970s, and I was originally planning to have quite a simple version, but I think I will have the space to try and replicate the two main buildings. That's the servicing shed here and the main depot building, which attaches to Bath Road itself. So the servicing shed will be in this area at the front of the baseboard, and then the main building will be over towards the bridge, which will be Bath Road Bridge, which goes over the tracks there. So it'll be that end. This is the big difference this month. I spent a week or so putting up the baseboards that will become Paddington. In front of us is the 6 main lines approaching Paddington, and then on the right is the parcels platform, which extends from platform 1. On the left will be a steam shed with a turntable. Old Oak Commons, come a bit closer. In the distance you can see a Pico platform canopy, and I'll probably use those for the narrower canopies at Paddington, the 2 narrower ones, and then the 2 larger ones will be ones I'll have to make myself from clear plastic sheet, and something else I'll have to decide on how I make the other parts of the canopy. Said I'd review the steam motive power in the next video, and here we have 2 of the steam locos. It's rather paradoxical that the one on the right is one of the oldest locos I've got. It's Trying Hornby, Butler Britain, Winston Churchill, which I did some work on a few years ago to smarten up, and it still runs fine. And yet one of the newer locos I own, behind it, Merchant Navy Brocklebank line. One of the rods in the valve gear is broken at the joint, and so it's a non-runner at the moment. Can't decide what to do about that. Whether you can order up a spare set of valve gear and I could replace it myself, or whether I send it away. I've seen Peter's spares advertised on the internet. I don't know what they're like. Perhaps let me know if you've had experience of them, and I'm a bit worried about sending them off because I'm concerned about the expense, of course. But let's have a look at the other locos now. You'll recognise some of these locos now. In front of us here is Evening Star. It's the Hornby version. It's from the railroad range, which I gather is, well, obviously not only less expensive, but perhaps less detailed. But it's a good runner, and I like it actually. It's a nice locomotive. Behind it is Britannia class Venus. Don't like the name. It came as part of a a set called the Bristolian. Not sure if Venus was a regular at Bristol, but that's a nice looking locomotive. And then here we've got King Henry VIII, an auspicious name. Hornby one. I've had a few years now, but hasn't been run that much. It's looking in almost as new condition, but it's got a very noisy motor and doesn't run particularly well. So it's a tender drive, yes, in more ways than one. And I think I'm going to have to take apart that tender and give it a thorough service, see if I can improve the running. This is a mainline model of Cookham Manor. Again, a bit like the King, not a particularly good runner. Another one I'm going to have to give some attention. As regards running qualities, this is the opposite end of the scale. This is GWR 280 I bought recently. It's a second-hand model, but it's in beautiful condition. It's almost like it hardly ever been run. Superb runner though. It's beautifully smooth, quiet, excellent loco. This is Castle, Neath Abbey. Again, a lovely runner. It's a Dapple model, and some people I've heard say Dapple models they don't think the motors are very good and they don't run as well. But to be fair, speak as you find. The Dapple Westerns I've got and this model are excellent runners. And this is Duke of Gloucester. This is another model from Hornby's Railroad range, so it's got a bit less detail than something like the Britannia class I've got, but excellent runner again. I've got no complaints really. To look at it, it's a handsome looking locomotive. Runs well, that's the main thing. You've probably thought to yourself, these are all very much mainline locomotives, and yes, that's very true, and I suppose my layout is very much orientated that way. I have got a 3-car DMU and a 4MT tank, quite old, both non-runners, but I'll probably be looking to get them running again. Interestingly, I did a search the other day on the internet and it took me to the website of a well-known online retailer, and this book, which was second-hand, published quite some time ago, photographs of the Westerns near the end of their life in the 70s, late 70s, called Western Glory, and I was quite amused at that. I wasn't aware of this book before, so we ordered it up, and some quite nice photographs in there. This picture I found of Western Glory on the internet, looking very resplendent in Swindon Shed after a fresh coat of paint. Well, that's the end of the video for this month. I'll be looking to make some platforms for Bristol over the coming weeks, and in next month's video I hope to share with you the plans I've got for Paddington, see how that model develops, and of course there'll be some more running of the rolling stock. So it's bye for now from Western Glory.